the beginning when you start travel vlogging, you won't be profitable, is you have to think about what makes that video very good. You could gain lots of subscribers and lots of views, which will help your channel grow very quickly. These are two big things that happen on YouTube quite often. It's all about clickbait and being a copycat. A good video can go bad and a bad video can go good. You never know. I just cannot believe that I've already made 100 videos on this channel. 100 travel vlogs. Okay, yes, they're not 100 consecutive videos, not every day. In fact, all my videos have been over about a span of 8 or 9 months, right? But you know what? After all that time, I kind of realized like what travel vlogging really is like, what it takes to be a decent travel vlogger from my own eyes, from an audience's eyes, and how to just grow, right? And what are the bads and the goods about it? And today I want to talk about that. So I'm currently just making my way through these little alley streets here to go down to the river where there's a nice peaceful walk for a Saturday morning like today. Just gotta make sure not to be hit by any of these motorbikes. But if you're familiar, then you know I started the channel back in early 2023, January, February. And that's where I began posting. That's when I started. I was in Thailand, so the channel started in Thailand, went from Thailand to Malaysia and Vietnam and some other countries like the Philippines and such. And now, here we are, 100 vlogs later, I'm in Vietnam. Now also, if you are new here, I just want to say welcome. My name is Matt, and I've been traveling for 4 or 5 years. This channel is very new, but I've been making content for a while. There's a lot to come here, so stick around. But I do want to just mention quickly, the point of this channel has always been to keep the videos very raw, very vlog style, like that old school vlogging, because there's a lot of people that don't like vlogging anymore, and actually they prefer to see somebody being filmed by another one, you know, like on a more TV quality style. So the point of this channel is just to keep everything very raw, more vlog-like, less editing, less thinking, to make it very fun. So after vlogging for about 100 videos in about 1 year almost, I've come to realize many things about travel vlogging. The ups and downs, right? The things that make travel vlogging much more difficult, the things that make it easier, and just everything. And I want to mention some of the things today that I feel like other travel vloggers do not talk about. Especially some of the things that you see from other successful vloggers, people who are making a lot of money, getting a lot of views. Today, I would like to discuss some of those and kind of bring them into the light, so that way other people who want to get into vlogging have a better understanding. And check it out, I'm at the river right now, and look at that. There's a frog just floating in the river. I don't know if you guys can see that, but I've never seen a frog in this river. So the very first thing I want to talk about today is success and making a living off of YouTube, making some sort of profit, right? Because everybody in the beginning, when they begin, you make no money, you spend a lot of money until you can make money, if you do. Well, the truth is that you will spend way more money than you will make in the very beginning, and probably even in the parts when you are monetized, when you are making money. For a lot of people that are travel vlogging, they're doing it part-time. Myself, travel vlogging is kind of like a hobby part-time while I do some other work and make the money elsewhere while I'm not making it here on YouTube. Because maybe one day I will, but right now it's not happening. And that's what I mean. In the beginning, when you start travel vlogging, you won't be profitable. Maybe a few videos, you'll get a huge boost depending on the views and stuff. But it takes a while to get money, that's for sure. So my biggest tip from this point here for you guys, if you are starting out travel vlogging, one of the best things to think about is, how can I make the best video I can while spending the littlest money I can? And one of the easiest ways is just walking around a city and interacting with locals. That's one of the best ways. All right, I come over here to get some shade because the sun is very strong today. It's morning time, it's only like 10 o'clock in the morning, but here in Vietnam, in southern Vietnam, if you've never been here, it gets really warm, it gets really toasty. But on to the second point. The second point is about content, and that content is limited, right? There is a finite amount of good content, but there's an unlimited amount of bad content, or maybe not bad content, but just content that is boring and that isn't going to get the attraction you want. So let me put this into some sort of example for you, right? There are people out there, travel vloggers, who vlog every single day. That is a very good challenge for the vlogger and also very good for the audience, because people who demand a lot of stuff to watch, they want to see what you are doing on the daily, right? So travel vlogging is a good way to bring in a lot of views because you're making videos every day. The problem with it is sometimes the content will be boring and not as rich, because often there just isn't enough you can film, or there isn't enough time for you to plan what to film, right? And now the way I can put this into context for you guys is that this is my 100th vlog, right? After vlogging for 100 days, I realized that, sure, I could probably vlog every day if I really wanted to, but it would not be interesting to me. I wouldn't have as much fun editing it, and I know my viewers just wouldn't enjoy it as much, so that's why I don't do it, right? But here I am in Vietnam, right? I'm here for 1 month. If I was to make 30 videos, one every day, I know my content would just be not the best. Not saying that my content is the best right now. Hello. Not saying that my content is the best right now, but there are certain videos I'm making right now that I find very fun and I can plan, and I think viewers will also find it fun. Maybe there won't be a lot of views because it won't hit the algorithm the right way, but still, it's good content. And by the way, this river here, a lot of people come out here and fish, especially in the evenings and on the weekend. That's what the young boy is. He's looking to see, where can I fish? And one thing that every creator, every travel vlogger, whatever type of creator you are, that you have to think about is you have to think about what makes that video very good. Not just from the storyline, not just from what you're filming, like the best food in the town or something, right? Also comes from the visuals, your gear, your audio, the picture, the angles, the background, the noise. Like, so much stuff goes into making a very good video. And you will often see there's a lot of videos out there where it's just not that great. And I'll be honest, my video here, many of my videos, they're more raw, so sometimes the audio isn't that great. But that's just how I want it to be, because I have a focus on my other channel to make videos more creative and more pleasable with audio and stuff like that. But there's so much that goes into making great content, and sometimes when you vlog every single day or you make a video too frequently, all those other aspects that make a good video, they just lack. So with that said, you can make as much content as you can wherever you go in the world, but just try to make it the best content you can. All right, the third point I want to mention here might be just the biggest one that I've gathered over 100 videos or so. This point is that there are two types of people, two types of viewers, I should say, right? These people are either following you for your character, your personality, who you are, because they like you as an individual, right? The other part is that they are following you, not so much for who you are, but for where you are going, right? Because in today's world, let's face it, we're always looking up to the people that are doing better, that are richer, that are, you know, living a more happy, a more fun life, right? And so a lot of people look at YouTube and they look at people who are creating videos to see what they're doing and what there is to do out there. So the other part to that is that over time, some people will just follow you for where you are going. For instance, you're travel vlogging. You go to the Philippines, you're gonna get a lot of viewers because there's a lot of English viewing there. But they might just be following you because they want to see what you are saying about their country, about their city, right? And then after the Philippines, you go to Japan, right? Some of the people will stay with you and they will watch your content from Japan because they've never been to Japan, so they want to see about that destination. And so on and so on, but eventually more people will begin to stick to you for your personality. But the truth is, when you start travel vlogging in the beginning, most people are following you for your destination, for what you are producing, right? And not necessarily who you are. It takes a little bit for the people to like who you are and to enjoy your presence on camera. And when I relate this to my travel videos, 100% there's a lot of people that could care less about who I am. And it's okay, because you need to have thick skin and you need to just know that from the start when you are travel vlogging. But of course, there are people that want to see my destinations, right? Because I go to destinations where a lot of other people go to, so they want to get like a second, third, fourth opinion about it. So over time, as a travel vlogger, when you get more and more subscribers, you know, maybe 20,000, 100,000, and you keep hitting those milestones, you begin to realize that people are subscribing because they like everything you do. They like you most likely. Maybe some people will subscribe to you and they don't like you, they're just nosy. Who knows, who cares, right? They subscribe. And the number one thing that people really do click on your videos and want to see your videos for, usually, is to see how you engage and how you interact with the foreign communities in the places you go. And so when you engage with them more people will follow you, more people will actually like you, more people will be interested in your videos. Even if they think, oh, maybe this person's personality is kind of weird, they will still follow you because they think, wow, this person knows how to engage. And that's what we'd like to see. So I just want to quickly point out to you guys, I know this video probably might be a long one, but I think it's very essential to look back on the journey and look back on the whole 100 videos, the whole year of how I got here, and to reflect and think about it and say, okay, how can I change it? How can I make it better? How can I go forward from here, right? Because often it's very easy to just keep doing what I'm doing, keep traveling, keep making videos, but not to really think about, okay, what do I need to do to level up my video creation, right? And that's one of the most important things when it comes to any sort of hobby. You have to take a step back, you have to reflect. And that's what this video is about. So on with the next point, number 4, one of the most important as well. And before that, I could show you, look, people are out here eating on the sidewalk. People are running. This is a very active part of Saigon here, the city. Saturday mornings though, people come out, you know, they enjoy the fresh air before the sun gets too hot. It's actually really hot though. For them, maybe not as bad because, you know, in 3 o'clock, it's very, very hot, and it's hot here all day long, all year long. Point number 4 is that the growth of your channel really depends on viewership. And this I have noticed after vlogging in, what, 4 or more countries this year, right? And to give you an example, I started this channel in Thailand. In Thailand, for the first few months of making vlogs, really crappy vlogs to be honest, and very raw, using my phone and stuff, I realized, wow, actually my videos are getting some attention, more than I thought they would. Well, that is because the background of Thai people. Thai people can understand a good level of English, I believe. So a lot of them are consuming English content. A lot of them want to see what foreigners are doing in their country. Tourism in Thailand has been there for years, what, 40 years plus. And so when you travel vlog in a country where there's high tourism, so when you travel vlog in a country where there's high tourism, right? And, oh man, I just lost my train of thought. The little girl was screaming. So when you travel vlog in a country where there is a lot of tourism, there's a lot of local people consuming content in English, it really helps your channel grow quickly, especially when your channel is just starting off. And so by that, I mean, there are certain countries around the world, and if we put a focus on Southeast Asia, where I am now, there are certain countries in Southeast Asia that will really make your channel grow quick. And you can see it amongst other travel YouTubers. In these countries, I'm gonna tell you, they are, of course, Thailand, right? Malaysia, Philippines, Indonesia. And then if you wanna kinda go out of Southeast Asia, I would say India, Sri Lanka, and maybe more. But the reason why I point out these countries is because their population understands a good amount of English, meaning that not only are they watching social media and content in their own language, they're watching it probably equally in the other language, or maybe a little bit less. Let's just say somebody is travel vlogging. Let's say they have 20,000 subscribers, right? They go to Thailand, they make videos, they'll probably get a decent amount of views. I don't know, maybe 10,000 views per video, right? Okay, then they go to the Philippines, they also get a decent amount of views. They get maybe 20,000 views per video, something like that, right? And then they go from the Philippines and they head over to, for instance, Cambodia. Well, in Cambodia, there's not many people from the country that are really consuming English because not a lot of them speak English. So the viewers for these videos now, for this channel that is used to getting 10,000, 20,000 views, actually dropped significantly, maybe to just 3,000 views per video. So from my experience of making 100 vlogs around Southeast Asia, I have noticed, right? In Thailand, a decent amount of views. I mean, decent for me, maybe just 1,000 or something, right? In Malaysia, a few thousand, maybe 2,000, 3,000, something like that. Okay. Hello, how are you? Always friendly people here in Vietnam. But anyways, and then I come to Vietnam, right? I've been to Vietnam like 3 times already. Here, the views always, I mean, it's like the views just run and jump off the cliff because they're very low. And that's because here in Vietnam, you have English speakers, maybe some small children and some people in the business sector, but not much at all. There's not much English content being consumed. And actually a lot of the Vietnamese look forward to foreigners that come here and speak their language. So that's a example there, and how depending on where you travel, you could gain lots of subscribers and lots of views, which will help your channel grow very quickly. And that's why you will see some travel vloggers out there who have just started within the last year, maybe 2 years, and they may have 30,000, 50,000, 100,000 subs. And it's because they started in a country where the potential to grow is very likely. If you already have a huge following, or you have a bigger following, 70,000, maybe 100,000, you bring your subscribers there with you, so they help promote your video as you're getting 30,000 views the first day or something, right? So when you have a lot of subscribers, it no longer matters anymore. But my key for you is that if you are starting travel vlogging, just start in a place where there's gonna be a lot of views. Do not start in a place where there's not. Because if you start in a country where it's a little bit more challenging, you might find it less motivating and hard to push forward and keep going. So you're better off to start in a country where you're likely to grow quickly. Before I get on to the next point, I should just add that it doesn't matter, because also travel vlogging and creating content is all about having fun. So if you enjoy making videos in a country where you just don't get that many views, it's okay. Like here in Vietnam, I don't get that many views at all in Vietnam. It's very low, sometimes 100 views, right? Less than the amount of people I know. But to be honest, it's okay sometimes, because Vietnam is a very wonderful country. I love the culture, I love the food, the people. It's just very good to travel here, and you need to go to places for yourself and not for your viewers all the time. So remember that. All right, I've decided to change locations for the rest of this video because my camera overheated and so did I. It gets very warm here, very hot here, as I said, but here I am. I'm on my balcony here. Very nice area. It's still warm out, but I'm a little bit away from the sun, so this is better. So let's continue. The 5th point that I was trying to talk about is all about clickbait and being a copycat, right? These are 2 big things that happen on YouTube quite often, right? And amongst travel vloggers, there's many people who do this. Maybe some people will say that I copycat, or that I make clickbaiting content. I don't think so. I try to keep mine as real as possible. I try not to lure people into something that is totally different than what they're expecting, and so on. But let's talk about this first with clickbaiting, right? Clickbaiting is simply making a thumbnail, making a title, making a video clickable to somebody, to the viewer, and then the viewer finding out that it's totally different, right? And it's not a good thing because it presents a really bad image, it messes up your profile, it messes up who you are, and people won't really trust you, right? But then there's other people who don't really care. They'll click your video and they may follow you, and if you make clickbait content, they simply won't say anything about it and they won't care. Other people will call you out, right? But the problem I have with clickbaiting that people don't really address is that there's a lot of travel vloggers out there using certain clickbait that just isn't cool, but it does help you get a lot of views and a lot of, it drives a lot of traffic to your channel, right? And that is the people who kind of take advantage of, say, different countries, different areas, poor situations, places with like a very appealing image that isn't necessarily what that place is about. But for instance, if you're making a video in a city like the 5 best places to eat at, there isn't a reason to put the woman on there in a bikini, you know what I mean? Some people do this. It's like, why? It's just not cool. Be real, put a real photo that depicts what your video is about, right? There are many vloggers that I've seen on YouTube that I've watched where they will put some lady in a bikini, maybe some bar girl from a country like Thailand or the Philippines or somewhere. They will put them on the thumbnail, and the title will be like, how is nightlife really like, right? But it's not actually a picture of them. it's some picture they found on the internet of some bar girl or some model, right? If you're gonna make a video like that, at least put the person that's in your video, because that's more real, you know what I mean? If you are starting out travel vlogging, try to make your thumbnails, your titles and everything as real as possible, because in the long run, it's way better and more people will like who you are by doing so. Now the second part of this is the copycatting, right? A good way to make content and actually to find content and to make videos after maybe you feel like you're burning out or you don't know what to make a video about is to kind of copy somebody, right? But do not copy them to a T. There's so many people out there that copy other vloggers' style, right? You have to be unique. Being unique is what will actually bring the most attention to your channel, to your profile, to who you are. So the way I could describe this is from my year of making videos so far this year, right? I've tried to just be who I am. I don't try to portray a different personality. If you meet me in person, you'll find I'm the same person that I am on these videos. Like, I'm not crazy, I'm not like super I mean, I'm energetic, but I'm not like, whoa, these are the top 5. Like, no, I just express how I would express it as if I was talking to somebody else, you know? You have to be real, you have to be who you are. Copy other people's content, but spin it in your own way. That's what it's all about. And so that's the 5th point I wanted to talk about. If you are gonna be a travel vlogger or you're aspiring to be one, just do not do clickbait, because it's not good in the long run, and make unique content and try to be original, even though it's very oversaturated now, but there's still room. Well, it looks like it might rain soon, so try to finish off the video up here. The last and final point I want to talk about is also one of the most important, of course, because this is one point about producing content and putting it on YouTube or even social media that is maybe the most challenging, right? And that is understanding the algorithm. I don't understand it. Basically, nobody does. People will say they do, but the truth is you can't really understand it unless you are probably the people behind the platform, right? One thing I want to say is this algorithm on YouTube, this algorithm on social media is a wave. Like, sometimes you feel like you figure it out, you're riding it, and then all of a sudden, boom, like you don't know what's happening and why the algorithm isn't working to your favor. So the thing is here, from my experience from making 100 videos or so, is that when you feel like you've been rewarded by the algorithm, like you've done something right, the algorithm is taking a favor towards you, you have to ride it. Like, you have to do exactly what you just did and keep it going. Don't change, because that's how you will most likely grow the most significantly. Okay, I'm here in Vietnam, I'm making some videos, they're getting about maybe 400 views or something, I don't know. Okay, say I go to Indonesia after this. Not that I'm going to Indonesia, but I go to Indonesia, I make 2 videos, right? They each get 4,000 views each, right? I would have to immediately start to think, okay, I better make as much videos as I can here, as frequent as I can, and to the best of my ability, because this is gonna drive the most views, drive the most subscribers, and hopefully even build a bigger following over time, right? But one thing I can say is sometimes you can make a very bad video. Like, you can edit a video, you can film it, all of those things, you publish it, and you know in your head, you're like, oh, this was bad, this is gonna do so bad, and then it does well. It's so weird how it works. That's why we say sometimes that the algorithm is just unpredictable, because a good video can go bad and a bad video can go good. You never know. I want to wrap up this video with a few more things to say. You know, it's been a very, very great journey so far for me vlogging, especially with this channel. As I mentioned earlier in the video, I do have a other channel, which is my main channel, where I can really focus on my creation and making videos with a little bit more visuals and sounds and things like that. So if you want to check it out, please do. But so far, I thank everyone who's watched my content, who's been following, who's subscribed. There's so much more to come. I'm definitely going to be making more content regularly and going to new places and things like that. But one thing I want to mention is that vlogging is original. Vlogging is fun. Like, I know a lot of people hate on it. They're like, oh, why do you have to hold a camera and walk and talk and do all these things? But to me, it's like the best raw experience you can get, because now everything is so edited and everything is so created sometimes that you don't know if it's real or if you don't know if it's fake. So it's a little bit hard to tell, and that's why I like both sides. That's why I like making some videos that are more creative, you know, a little bit more in depth, that take a long time to make. And then there's these videos where I could just kind of point and shoot, and that was the whole point of vlogging back in the day: point, shoot, and go from there. But one thing for sure is that vlogging or creating videos and traveling and stuff like that is for yourself. It's a great form of memories, right? You can go to a country, make a video, eating, going on adventure, talking with people. It will be like the best memory you have of your travels for the future when maybe you don't travel or you don't have the opportunity or you can't. So in my opinion, no matter if you're doing it for other people or whatever, you're always going to do it for yourself as well, because in the future you'll look back and say, wow, that was really fun. I want to go back. I wish I could go back, and at least I can relive that moment through my old videos, right? But of all the things I've mentioned today, you know, in terms of how vlogging and making videos cost a lot of money, and you don't really earn money in the beginning, and sometimes you lose, sometimes you win. The difference of good quality and bad quality and frequency of making videos, the people that are following you for your character and the people that are following you just for your destination, the certain places you go that will help you grow faster, the clickbaiters, the copycats and things like that, and then of course the behind the scenes algorithm and the analytics side. With all of this, it takes time. It's like anything, it's like a hobby. You need to study it, you need to do it, you need to study it, you need to do it. I can't believe it, like it's already been 8-9 months. Like I said, I've made about 100 vlogs on this channel, but going forward, there's so much more to come. I can't wait to travel to new places and meet new people and experience different things, because in my opinion, travel is the best education you can have. Whether you're creating the content or consuming the content, it is one of the best forms of education. It's something that not a university is going to teach you, no school is going to teach you. It's something that you can learn on your own. So it's always good to see more and more people vlogging and making content around the world, because we need to know about the world. We want to understand foreign places and see what life is like, because we all are looking for the same thing. We all want to be happy, we want to be respected, and we want to just enjoy life. Just remember, if you're gonna jump into this vlogging world, have fun and show people what there is to learn about the world. But other than that, wow, 100 videos. I'm so happy. I can't wait to hit the 200 mark and go beyond that. And if you guys are new here, welcome. Thank you for following, and the ones that have been here for a while, thank you as well, because man, YouTube is just so fun. It's just such a fun journey, and I'm really looking for the next adventures that are coming. But yeah, that's it for this video. I hope you guys can take some insight from it. I hope you can learn something, and please comment below your thoughts if you agree, disagree, whatever it be. I'd love to engage with you guys. But that is it for this video, and I'm gonna see you soon, hopefully from here in Vietnam, if not the next country. So peace, guys.